Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge, and let's talk horror. Now, today I'm going to be giving you my top 10 overrated horror films. Now, I want to say these aren't bad films. Some of these films I even enjoy, but I think they're overrated in the community. And let's start that off with number 10, which is The Fog. There's just nothing about this movie that holds up to me. I remember watching it once when I was younger, and it was pretty scary, but when I go back and watch this movie now, it literally does nothing for me. It's almost a slog to get through. A lot of the scenes drag out for way too long, take up way too much time when they don't need to. So that's why I'm going to put The Fog at number 10. At number 9, I'm going to put Paranormal Activity. Another movie that I didn't even get into the first time I had seen it. This has never been a movie that really stuck out to me. I also looked at this as a kind of a Blair Witch ripoff. I was like, they're trying to do with this what they did with the Blair Witch, and it just didn't work for me. I mean, you have that epic ending, but that's really all this movie gives you is that epic ending scene. Now, here's going to be a hot take, guys, and I know this is a hot take, but number 8 for me is Saw. I think the first Saw movie is not very good. If it wasn't for the ending and the game over, nobody would even really remember this franchise, I don't think. I don't think it would have been a franchise. The ending is what made this movie so big. And there's some shoddy acting throughout. And again, very low budget. I understand, I respect it. I respect the legacy that Saw has. I just think that the first film is one of the weaker ones in the franchise. And again, I know that's a super hot take. Number 7 is Leprechaun. I've never, as a kid, obviously there was that, like, novelty, I guess, of it being a leprechaun, and he was funny. He had funny one-liners, and like he killed people with a pogo stick. You know, like I thought that was cool. Obviously, Mark Holton was great in the first film. Also great reprising his role in the last film. But overall, besides that, there's nothing really memorable to me. I know it's Jennifer Aniston's first role, and you can tell. So overall, Leprechaun has never really done it for me as a franchise. It's never been the thing that I've been into. And the first film I feel like is extremely overrated. Coming in at number 6, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I do like this movie, but it's just so, oh my gosh. You go back and watch it now and I feel like the acting is not very good. It's almost, you know, the what are you waiting for? I know we've talked about it before on the channel.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
You know, a scary movie and stuff, but it just doesn't hold up to me. A lot of the serious moments between our main characters, it falls flat to me. It just doesn't land very well. And the older I get and the more it ages, you can really feel that it was a Scream ripoff. They were just trying to duplicate what Scream did, and they just didn't have that sitting point to me. Now, I'm hoping the requel will do something cool this year. Next year, I believe it's coming out, but I just can't. It's not a trilogy that I get into overall right now. So number 6 is I Know What You Did Last Summer. Number 5, the original Friday the 13th. Again, I love this franchise. I'm a huge believer in this franchise, but that first film just does not hold up. Very slow, a lot of POV shots. The introduction of Mrs. Voorhees just isn't that epic. You know, like you haven't seen her throughout this whole movie, then all of a sudden she's there and you're like, oh, it's her. Okay. All the kills are off screen or below screen except for the one obvious Kevin Bacon kill, which is still fantastic. But overall, it lacks a lot. So coming in at number 4, it's House of a Thousand Corpses. Again, another subgenre. Like, Rob Zombie doesn't do much that I like. And now I'm not saying these are bad. They're just not for me. And this movie is one of them where I'm just like, I'm watching the timestamp the whole time. Are we almost done? Checking timestamp. Anytime I've watched it and had to do anything about it. So it's just not a movie that's ever stuck with me. I think that the main characters are fine. You know, we get Dwight Schrute, which is cool. You know, we get Chris Hardwick, which I think, you know, is also Dr. Satan. You know, there's things about it that are, you know, that are cool. But overall, it's just not something I would ever choose to watch. Number 3, not only do I think this is overrated, it's my least favorite in this franchise, and it is Scream 4. I don't know what it is about this movie. I just cannot, for the life of me, get into it. I feel more annoyed than anything when watching it with the characters. And I think the color grading in this movie is really weird. Like, this movie looks flat and weird all the time. And I don't know. I just, when it came out, I wasn't impressed. I was hoping that it would age a little better. Ashley's always been a huge fan. It's just not one that ever stuck for me. It's just not one that I was ever really, really impressed with, or that I ever had a very good time with. And I feel like they dumbed Doofy down even more in this movie. So I said Doofy. Dewey. They made him Doofy in this movie. That's not public knowledge. It's on the internet. Oh. They really dumbed Dewey down in this movie, so even worse than before. So Scream 4 is number 3 for me. Number 2 was called The Scariest Movie Ever, and I would be freaked out watching it, and again, wasn't for me, and that's Lake Mungo. I don't know. I was more like, I guess it got built up so big to me that I don't think it could have lived up to the expectations that it was given. But even so, I was just so utterly disappointed with everything in this movie. I didn't think it was scary by any stretch. I thought that was just kind of like the scariest movie since, which I fucking hate when people say that. And it grossed me out, this couple that were, doing the things they were doing to this teenage girl. It's just, I don't know. It was just a lot of weirdness to me. I thought it was cool how it was like there really was someone in the house trying to get the tape, and that's what you saw on the camera. I thought that all was fine. But I just didn't, I don't know. It bored me to tears, honestly. And number 1, anybody that knows me knows, my most overrated horror film is Trick or Treat.
Shut up! That's right, Beavis.
Again, it's fine. I mean, the movie's fine. Sam is great. No matter, we watch it every year. Every year in the Halloween season, we watch it. And I'm hoping, like, this is the time that something's going to grab me and I'm going to see what everybody else sees. And it just never happens. I don't know if it's, I can't even put my finger on what it is, honestly. I wish we had more Sam throughout the movie. I think the segment part with Sam and the bus driver is awesome when they're having the fight in the house. I think that's great. But besides that, there's nothing else that makes sense to me in this movie. I don't like the principal guy. I think his character's way out of left field and just completely like unbelievable. I think that, the virgin thing is cool. The werewolf thing, I mean, I guess it's cool, but when you finally get the payoff of it, I think it's great. And besides that, like the couple at the beginning, like, I don't know, there's just something about this movie that I can't get into. And I'm really jealous of people that like this movie. I don't want to dislike a movie. I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time, especially when my wife, my daughters love this movie so much. Every Halloween season, we go to Spirit Halloween, they get their Sam suckers, we watch the movie, they eat their suckers, they have a great time, and I'm miserable, so I want to like this movie so much, but it's just not one that I personally can get into, guys. So there is my top 10 overrated horror movies. Let me know in the comments, what are some movies that you feel are overrated? What movies am I an asshole for putting on this list because you really like them? And again, there's movies on here I really like. Saw, Friday the 13th. I really do like these movies. Paranormal Activity, I guess, it's fine. I know what you did last summer is fine. I wouldn't be like pissy if they were on, but I just don't see why they're as highly regarded as they are. So let me know what you guys think. I would love to get your guys' opinions. And if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Our links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror, stay what you are, and we'll see you guys soon.